Welcome back to another video. My name is Abby and today we are talking about what is heart coherence and how it will change your life. Now, if you're new to this channel and you want more videos like this, click that subscribe, hit the bell. It'll let you know when new videos are released. And if you want to show love for this video, want to support this channel, all you gotta do, hit that like button. It really helps to spread this information. So back to the video, what is heart coherence? Basically, it means when your heart, your brain are all in alignment. Well, let's look a little bit more at the etymology of the word coherence. It basically means to stick together, to be in harmony. One way I learn best is actually through contrast, understanding what something isn't so that I can better understand the importance of it. I'm going to share right now what exactly happens when you're out of heart coherence, which is a normal thing for most people on a day-to-day basis. Different emotional states have different rhythms of your heart. So if you're in a state of anger versus a state of fear, your heart rhythmically is actually going to be different. And another thing that I was blown away when I started researching heart coherence is the fact that your heart has more neurological connections going to your brain. So your heart is communicating more to your brain. Your heart's sending the information to the brain compared to from your brain to the heart. Originally, my thinking is, obviously your brain, it's in control of everything, and this is not true. That is why heart coherence is so valuable, because you're actually able to influence your thoughts through the power of your heart. So when you are in a state of stress, your heart's rhythm is more erratic. It's more disorganized and chaotic. Since we know that all that information is getting sent up to your brain, this influences your cognitive patterns as well, causing you to think more unclear, more foggy, more erratic, because you're thinking corresponding thoughts to the information coming from your heart about stress. So what does that do? It leads you to not be able to think clearly, not be able to reason, not be able to use your logic. It's going to cause you to make poor choices, which is then going to make you feel through your heart a certain way. You're going to send up more information, and every time you think a thought, your body releases a chemical. So as you're doing this more and more and more, that's kind of when you get into a spiral. Say something sets you off and it's just like, oh my gosh, now everything is out of whack. Inside feels like a tsunami of just negative emotions, and you're in a spiral. That's what's happening, is that every time your heart is getting out of whack, your thoughts are starting to reduce in terms of their quality, and then it just gets in that pattern. And if you've watched other of my videos, you know that I always talk about your state of being, because if you're looking at this video to help you manifest or to change your life, and really manifestation, all it is, a word that means revealing. It's going to show the contents of your beliefs and the assumptions that you're giving about life and about yourself and your ability to be in the world, and it's going to reflect it back to you through your external circumstances. So if you have this feeling in your heart and it's sending this information and it's changing and influencing the thoughts in your head, we know that your state of being is how you think and how you feel. So if you're in this pattern that's going to basically spiraling down and getting you away from the desire that you want, it is literally going to send out the thoughts and the feelings. That's going to send out the electromagnetic signature into the universe. This is according to the work of Dr. Joe Dispenza. Those thoughts and those feelings, that is basically the signal, that is the radio station that you're on. So if it's lack, if it's stress, if it's worry, you're then now seeing things in the world through this filter. You're going to cause more feelings, and basically the universe is going to say, okay, stress, chaos, fear, okay, I'm going to send you what you've called for, and you make the call based on your thoughts and your feelings. So even though you do not want any more of that, you do not want to live in lack, you do not want to live in scarcity, you don't want to feel unloved, you don't want to feel undeserving, what the universe is responding to is your state of being. So if we're looking at heart coherence, you could see that as you master the ability to tap into heart coherence and stay in heart coherence, you will then be able to significantly change that which you are seeing in your reflected reality. Now let's talk about what heart coherence actually is. We talked about when your brain, your heart are all in alignment, and you can say that alignment is in a state of peace, and it's an agreement with who it is that you want to be. So when that's happening, you're actually in a state of appreciation, and I'll show right now this graphic, which I think is fascinating, because you can see frustration versus appreciation, in that the erratic nature of the heart rhythms in a state of frustration versus a state of appreciation. Now, these can play off of each other, meaning that if you're in a state of frustration, somebody cuts you off, you forget something, you spill something on your shirt, something pretty small, but then you're starting to feel that in your heart's starting to get out of whack and it's all disorganized and being wild. Well, then your thoughts are now being influenced by that pattern. They're now thinking corresponding thoughts. You go out and, then you maybe state of anger. Someone cuts you off. It gets more intense, just more erratic. And eventually you have right back to that spiral, that a negative emotional tsunami that just hits you. And it really can be hard to move out of it because it is a physiological thing happening to your body, your thoughts, your mind. Everything is in this state. And again, as you're sending that signal out, the universe is responding to who it is you are being, how you're thinking and how you're feeling. So on the other side of that coin, you have appreciation. So as you're appreciating something, you might move into a state of gratitude, which Dr. Joe Dispenza says is the greatest state of receivership. So you're starting to feel these feelings of gratitude. Well, now you're maybe moving into love and joy, and those are higher level on Dr. David Hawkins' chart, and you can see it here, where as that level of consciousness is going and as you're moving out of the survival emotions, that brain waves are lowering, you're actually going to be in a state of creation. So simply by utilizing the power of heart coherence and understanding how you can use it, which I'll talk just a little bit about, a simple technique on how to tap into this power, but you can see how influential this can be. If something comes up in your outside world, you being able to use this tool to go back into who it is you want to be. And if you think about Neville Goddard and living in the end, thinking from that version of you, well, that version of you is going to be appreciative of what has happened in your life, the things in your life. So you're literally stepping in through your heart into that space and connecting those two. Again, now you know that it influences your thoughts. So now you're in a state of being, thinking and feeling in alignment with that inversion. And according to Dr. Joe Dispenza, being defined by a vision of the future, having a clear intention with an elevated emotion is how you're going to bring that experience and pull it out, collapse the potential of the wave and bring it into particle form, meaning that you can feel it and see it in this external reality. Not being defined by what happened to you in the past, which is essentially all those emotional irregularities and that chaos that you're coming from, and stepping into that through your heart. So heart coherence and being aware of this tool actually helps you to change your heart's rhythm, moving into that higher level emotion, which is going to allow you to, what did we say earlier? When you're in heart coherence, you think more clearly. You're going to have higher quality thoughts. So you can see, oh, okay, usually in this situation, I respond this way. But now, because I have awareness in the moment, I can make a new choice. Because you're able to so greatly influence the brain function. As you're doing this and as you're able to see things from a little bit higher level, because you're actually able to see it clearly, it's going to help reduce overwhelm and anxiety in those moments, allow you to make better choices. As you're doing that, you're going to have higher level quality thoughts like I just talked about. It's going to release that chemical, which is every time you think a thought, you're going to release a chemical so your body can feel the way you're thinking. Well, if you're feeling appreciation, if you're feeling gratitude, if you're feeling that happiness, that you're having the courage to make a new choice, well, then you're literally going to feel it through your body. That's going to be the magnetic pull. That is the electromagnetic part of it. And other thing to mention here is that your heart is 60 times more powerfully electrically than your mind and 5,000 times more powerfully magnetically than your brain. So your heart is really one of your most valuable possessions when it comes to manifesting what you want in your life, to making the changes you want. As you move into heart coherence is going to help you to create a more resilient baseline. Resilient meaning that when you get off course, have some negative feelings, you're going to come right back to it because that is your new baseline, the new state of being. Your default is now going to be at an elevated emotional level, which is going to produce more elevated thoughts, which is going to then be reflected back because that is what you're calling out and asking for from the universe since it's your state of being. In the end, heart coherence is going to help you sustain those positive new changes because you're able to identify and recognize and make a new choice through your heart's ability to calm and think from that wisdom and that intelligence. bringing in those better, higher quality thoughts, and now allowing you to live the life and pull into your external reality your wish fulfilled. So the best thing you can do right now is to start in a quiet place, sitting or laying down in a calm environment. As you start to improve your skills, you'll be able to use this to help bring your heart coherence back into alignment. But for now, since you're starting out and getting the hang of it, I suggest that you're laying down or you're sitting down, you're wearing something comfortable, you're comfortable, and it's quiet. So basically, you're going to start by putting your hand over your heart. You can put both hands or just one hand. What you're going to do is draw attention to your heart center. And you're going to start thinking of breathing through your heart space. So no longer are you going to be using your mouth or your nose. I want you to visualize that that air is coming in and out of your heart. And one thing I'll do as I'm doing this, I try to go deeper and deeper into my heart. And really it feels like just an infinite space where I can dive more and more and more into. So as you're taking those big, controlled, deep breaths in and out, I want you to focus on your heart right now. And as you're doing this, I want you to bring in positive emotions. I want you to think of something you love, someone you love. I want you to think of something you're happy about, something you're excited for, something you're grateful for, something that you appreciate. Just spend time with those thoughts. Allow them to radiate over your entire body. Remember, just controlled breaths in and out, keeping that hand over your heart space. Controlling that breath, having those elevated emotions, feeling your heart, taking that air in and out of that heart space. And continuing this. Do this exercise for at least 5 minutes and stay in that space. Every time that you start having an emotion that starts to get erratic or chaotic, I want you to come back to this place. And as you start getting more comfortable with it, start expanding it out and taking it throughout your day, because you won't have to be in the quiet environment as you get more comfortable with this, as you familiarize yourself with it. You can start incorporating this if you're stressed at work, if you're stressed in traffic, wherever you are. You can keep your eyes open and just focus that energy and emotion through your heart space. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, hit subscribe. If you haven't done so already, like this video, and I'll see you on the next one.